Hi, everyone. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, and I celebrate recovery every day from codependency, sexual sin, and the fallout from bipolar disorder, and my name is Dustin. Hello! Tonight, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about Rock Point Church Celebrate Recovery's plan to move forward in meeting together in person again. The last few weeks, we've been doing this Celebrate Recovery Crisis Response, or CRCR meetings, right here on a Facebook live stream and using Zoom as a tool to meet together in open share groups. But in the very near future, as of the time of this recording, it's even next week. But even in the coming weeks, if that gets delayed, we still want to have a chance to transition from this online meeting back to being together as a family in person and face-to-face. Now, while there are a lot of logistics issues that go along with having that change happen, I don't want to spend time talking about those tonight. Rather, I'd like to spend some time talking about how we can better love for each other, care for each other, and be there to understand each other as we make that transition. One of the things you might have noticed on social media is that the idea of how to respond to COVID-19 has been very polarizing. You've got different camps of people, some that say that wearing a mask is essential and has to be the number one priority for keeping people safe, and then another camp that says masks are unnecessary and are burdensome and they impact my freedom and I shouldn't have to wear them. And all the different aspects of how you would react to this pandemic are similar to that type of division. Whether businesses should stay open or whether people should be working from home and having stay-at-home orders. The list goes on and on. And if you've been on social media anytime in the last few weeks, you've found that it's extremely polarizing and that people definitely have stances on that. One of the things I want to encourage us as a Rock Point Church Celebrate Recovery family to espouse is the idea that we're not here to tell people if they are right or if they are wrong. If you remember, one of the third guidelines we have in our Celebrate Recovery open share groups is that we're here to support one another, but not fix another. So we're not here to try to fix people and tell people what is right and what is wrong, but rather we need to adopt an attitude of being able to love, care for, and support people as they make these decisions themselves on how they're best going to re-engage as a family. One of the best analogies I've heard so far as to describe how best to approach this comes back to a throwback to my youth. If you were like me, going to the public pool was this rite of passage and this freedom when you were around 11 or 12 or 13 years old. For me, I would get on my bike and I'd ride my bike down to the pool with my friends, and we would spend all day down there swimming and diving and acting a fool and getting in trouble for running on the deck and eating snow cones and all the stuff that comes with being at a public pool. And I remember clearly that there were times throughout the day where the lifeguard would blow the whistle and everybody would have to get out of the pool, and we'd have to wait for like 10 or 15 minutes, which to a 12-year-old feels like hours, an eternity. But then eventually, the lifeguard would blow the whistle and let everybody come back into the pool. Now, see, some people, when they came back into the pool, they would run as fast as they could to the diving board, and they'd run up and show off their best dive as quickly as they could before the line formed. And other people would run and jump into the pool and do a cannonball and dive right into the pool and splash everybody and make that huge, massive entry as fast as they could. Other folks, they would walk to the pool and just kind of climb into the pool and resume business as usual, whether they were swimming or talking with friends. They weren't holding back, but they also weren't rushing to get there. They just kind of walked in at their pace. Still, there was another group of people, and those people would wait till the crowd got in first. They didn't like the rush or the massive movement back into the pool, so they would wait back a little bit, and they would wait till everybody got settled into the pool and doing what they were doing, and then they would get in. I remember there were some people that didn't go back to the pool and get in all the way. They'd go to the pool and they'd dip their feet in the side, or they might even sit on the side and hang their legs into the pool, but they never fully got back into the pool and got deep and submerged in it. Other folks never got in the water at all. They sat on the side of the pool laying on towels or chase lounges and just kind of soaking up the sun. They were enjoying the pool, but they weren't there in the water. And I know some folks got impatient and would just grab their stuff, and when the lifeguard would blow the whistle, they would grab their stuff and just go home. They had their fun time at the pool, but now that everybody's out of the water, now's the time just to go on home. I think as we rejoin together in person as a Celebrate Recovery, we need to apply this same analogy of the pool to how people will be coming back to our Celebrate Recovery. There are going to be some people that are super excited and can't wait to come, and they'll jump right in as fast as they can. Still others might take their time and just walk in and join, and maybe they're not rushing, but they're joining as quickly as they feel comfortable joining. Still some others, like those ones that held back, might hold back a little bit and wait for the rush to end and see how things work out, and if it seems safe to them, they might join. Still others might just dip their foot in the pool a little bit and try it out and see if it works, but then maybe not get all the way in. Finally, there's going to be some folks that just want to stay back in the sidelines and aren't going to feel comfortable getting back into the water at all. And they're just going to stay back and watch. They're still going to be part of the CR family. They're just not going to jump back in and join us in meetings right away. And there might even be folks like that one group that went home after the day that might not feel comfortable coming back to CR and might need to take a long time away from it to return. It's important for us to remember that all of these groups are right. Not one of them is more correct than the other in their response. It's just people that are responding in a way that's most comfortable and feels right for them. And we need to be able to honor those folks and meet them where they are, the way we always have as a Celebrate Recovery family, knowing that folks will come back and meet when they're most comfortable, and just reminding them that the lights are still on, the door is still open, and we can always join together as a family. For those that don't want to get back in the water yet, we can even remind them that there are other CRCR meetings still happening online all across the valley, and they can join those so they still stay plugged in to Celebrate Recovery while they're still socially distancing. I'm reminded of one last group of people at the pool that were the ones that were in the wrong. And these were the folks that always felt the need to grab somebody and just haul them off to the side of the pool and throw them into the water when they didn't want to, just because they thought it was the right thing or that it was funny. We don't want to be those people. We don't want to force people to return, but rather meet people where they are. So if you have any kind of trepidation or concern about coming back to Celebrate Recovery next week or in the following weeks, don't worry. We're still here for you. Don't feel any kind of way about doing what's safe for you and what you feel is right for you and your family. If you're excited to come back, we welcome you back with open arms. We can't wait to see you again and give you a safe, socially distanced greeting. And if you still need to make up your mind, you have time for that too. Just remember that God loves you and that we love you too, and that we can't wait to be together with you when it's right for you. But mostly, whether we're together or we're here distanced, we're all still part of the same Celebrate Recovery family. Thank you for letting me share.